Buru, Iboya, Ibuche, everybody in Cyberland. It's your favorite Babala, at least I hope so. Omo Dileke coming at you. So, in one of my last videos, when I talked about help me help you, I did a call out. I told everybody, hey, give me some ideas based on your Awu Faka or your Eco Fa, which is your Mano de Orula, what Odun, okay, plus your guardian that I can work with in order to kind of figure out and kind of map out and give you kind of the icing of the cake on what it is to walk your spiritual journey, okay? And let me tell you, I got an overwhelming amount of feedback. The first one that I want to talk about, and good on you, Emmanuel, okay? You're up. So today, I want to talk about Odi Bara. Odi Bara, but Odi Bara with Yemaya. And what does that mean? So, in Odi Bara, we have a lot. The animal that's represented in Odi Bara is called the duck, right? And in the duck, you notice how the duck has web feet, right? The duck never fully got formed the way it needed to. And the web feet of the duck actually ties into a pataki with the Yemaya. And that's a pataki that I'm going to bring up. But let's talk about more about the fully formed of the duck. Because the duck wasn't fully formed, the duck is actually a duck and an animal that we use in a lot of ceremonies. What does that mean? The duck lost its position in life to become sacrificed, which in Odi Bara, that means for everybody who has that sign is to be careful on the positions that you have in life. Whether it's a position at work, whether it's a position in the family, whether it's a position in an intimate relationship, which is the most important, because in Odi Bara we talk about a lot of matrimony. It's understanding the good and the bad in everything. Odi Bara, when we talk about the good and the bad in everything, we talk about Odi Bara has a conflict of not knowing who they want to be. Odi Bara is the pioneer. The pioneer, for people who don't know, is red and black, right? Little red seed with a little black top. And it was that war between the black and the red that was created because it didn't know what color it wanted to be, that caused it to forever be entrapped inside of a hikara. That is why in Chango's hikara there's pioneers, because of Odi Bara. Odi Bara speaks about that. So that's a secret. The other big thing about Odi Bara, all right, that we need to understand is going to be that when we talk about Yemaya specifically, we want to understand how does Yemaya attract Odi Bara and how does Odi Bara attract Yemaya? Because for the children that are Omo Yemaya with Odi Bara and our Faka or Eco Fa, we need to understand that a little bit more. There's a pataki that speaks about Chango and Yemaya. And it talks about how Chango jumps on top of Yemaya's back in order to go through Ogun's territory in order to pluck the yames, the yams, right? Because they were hungry and they needed to eat. And because of that, Ogun starts investigating and trying to figure out who went into his territory and robbed his yame. All right, so what does that mean? Ogun goes to Yemaya. Yemaya says, listen, my hands never touched it, because when Chango jumped on Yemaya's back, Chango was the one who grabbed the yame. But it was Yemaya's feet that left the trail. When Ogun went to Chango, Chango said, look, I never stepped foot on your land. Both truths. What does that mean? What does that mean for those who got Odi Bara? What do those mean for those who have Yemaya? Well, for those who are children of Yemaya, something that you need to remember is that you need to be in sync, in lockstep with your other half. Your intimate partner could either make you or break you. And it's very important for the Baras to remember that. Understand who your intimate partner is and tread lightly. Double-edged sword. If you don't pick the right one, that intimate partner could hurt you at the end. So choose wisely. Choose wisely. Okay? Here's the other thing. When we talk about Odi Bara. Odi Bara, we talk about you gotta do it both. Because there's another pataki in Odi Bara that talks about the man and the woman and the matrimony. Okay? Why the matrimony occurred. And it was basically, there's a pataki that talks about a war that broke out between man and woman. And because of the war, the man didn't do the ebo, the women did the ebo. It went in front of Olumina. And because of that, the women were able to trap the men and forever causing a matrimony, because the women they chose peace over war and they mated. So because of that, you gotta make sure that Odi Baras, you gotta do it both. When they say it's time for an ebo, it's time for an ebo. Don't take it lightly. Do what you gotta do so that you don't make sure that you're not trapped into that same scenario. Because you notice, male, female pataki. I told you about the pionia, which is red and black. Another conflict of, I guess we can say, of a balance, red and black. Okay, I talked about Chango and Yemaya, ride or die. And they went into Ogun. They did their thing. So Odi Baras, especially with Yemaya, because Yemaya was represented in one of the patakis there, is giving you a sign. Yemaya represents femininity. Yemaya represents life. Yemaya represents the eguns. I made a video on Yemaya. Okay, now, understanding Odi Bara and understanding that Odi Bara, and I'm going to give you this last thing, Odi Bara, get a necklace de pionia. Okay, get a necklace of pionia and wear it. If not, if you can't wear it, you find yourself in a position where you can't wear it, then get the necklace of pionia and put it inside of your ifa. Put it inside your rula. Okay, you got your rula, put it inside, because that's going to open up some of those doors for you. Very important. Odi Bara has a lot of patakis. Odi Bara talks a lot about a lot of issues on how to resolve different type of issues. Okay, Odi Bara is a beautiful sign. We use Odi Bara in a lot of different aspects of Ocha and Ifa. So Odi Bara, for those out there, beautiful sign. Just tread lightly. Look out for your matrimony. Okay? Understand that you're constantly going to be conflicted in positions. You're constantly going to have people that are always going to have eyes on you and always want what you want. Okay? Whether you're doing great or whether you're doing bad, people are still envious because you're always going to have one leg up on something. Always something. Even the duck who did not fully form and became sacrificed for Chanifa and for the betterment of mankind, it's still got a leg up even though it's being sacrificed, because it's there for the betterment of mankind. Still necessary, still honored, still running around today. So for Odi Bara, mixed with Yemaya, the mother of the night, the mother of the moon, all right, the mother of the eguns to a certain extent, okay? Odi Bara talks about the matrimony, talks about women, talks about a lot, okay? Put those two together. And for Yemaya, okay, and for their kids, remember about the Pataki. Chango has a lot to do with Odi Bara. Chango and Yemaya specifically have a lot to do with Odi Bara. Okay, so then when I say that, understand what I'm saying. So that's just a little bit of icing on the cake on Odi Bara with Yemaya. There's a lot more. Trust me, you go all day on Odi Bara. But with that said, you have a godfather, okay, use him. If not, I'm always available. Shoot me an email, shoot me a comment, shoot me a share. That's Odi Bara with Yemaya. Iburo boy bucheche.